Hello again, everyone. This is Brandon Gardner with Jetpack Magician, and today I have with me my lovely wife.
That's me. I am Cat Gardner with Cat's Capers.
Today we're going to be talking to you about one of our most beloved games, and that is Night in the Woods. Would you take it away?
Okay, so I'm not much of a gamer, even though my husband's obviously an avid gamer. So he was looking for a game that I might enjoy. I'm a literature major, so I'm a sucker for story and characters, and this game is exactly that. He played through it, and I was there every step of the way for the story, and at this point we've played through it twice, and I'm just simply in love. It is now my absolute favorite game of all time.
Night in the Woods is by Infinite Fall Games, and why don't you tell us a little bit what it's about?
Okay, so the main character is May, and she's a cat. In fact, everybody in this game are animals. They are anthropomorphic. So she's a college dropout and is returning home. And this home is a place that everyone is ready to get out of but feels stuck there. And she sees some of her old friends, and it's kind of about how everyone has kind of moved on, and she has just kind of gone backwards. And amongst all of this conflict, there is a murder mystery.
The story itself is very enjoyable, very engrossing. But aside from that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the game's visual aesthetic. I find the aesthetic of the game very enjoyable. It's got a very two-dimensional, possibly inspired by lineless comics. It's got a very vectorized sort of feel. Very bright, sort of fall-time colors with blues and oranges and reds.
And May's best friends, there are several. They each have their own color, which really helps to differentiate when all the characters are talking excitedly together. And that's a nice aesthetic choice.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. The gameplay of Night in the Woods is very, very simple. I believe it's meant to be very approachable to possibly newer gamers. It focuses on 2D movement and the interactions for the story. Though there are some parts of the game that are mini games, or one especially frustrating parts where it's got like a Guitar Hero kind of thing going on where you have to press the buttons like a rhythm game. And because these moments are far between, they all become incredibly difficult. Just getting hit with them out of nowhere nearly. What else?
So you mentioned a minigame. A minigame is on her computer, on her laptop. And it's got a very old school arcade kind of feel, and you can level up and play as many levels as you want. We didn't play that many levels because we were more interested in the regular game, but I think that's a really nifty thing to have in there. Maybe someday we'll even win that mini game.
Yeah, what is it? Demon's Tower, I believe, is the name of the mini game, if I remember correctly.
And another cool thing about the laptop is that she communicates with her friends, and it's actually a part of the story. Whenever you come home for the night and you're kind of setting about to go to bed, you check your instant messengers before bed and you check it in the morning. And they will tell you, hey, come visit me at work, or what have you, to move along the story so you know where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and on that note, aside from the laptop, May also has a little notebook that she writes some commentary on about the events of the game or about other characters. And it's fun. I don't know. It's just one of the many nice, kind of friendly sort of approaches to the game, I suppose.
And another thing we forgot to mention is because it's a platformer, May can jump onto telephone wires. She can jump onto buildings and onto trees to get through a window where there is a very important story element. And you wouldn't know that unless you were to explore the town. So exploration is very encouraged throughout this game.
Yeah, it's nice. In addition to that, there's also these dream sequences that they vastly change the overall color palette to this sort of neon pinks and blues. Anyway, it creates a very surreal kind of feeling for those moments, especially coupled with the music.
The music
really
is
enjoyable.
so cool. I love the music. It's really influenced by Twin Peaks. There's a little bit of blues, a little bit of jazz, a little bit somber, and sometimes a little more upbeat, but it really adds to the overall mood of the game. In fact, I will include a link on the YouTube video where you can actually listen to the soundtrack in its entirety on Spotify. So cool.
All right, any closing thoughts?
I highly recommend this game. Oh, I remember something. Okay, so there's two main best friends, Greg and Bia. You can choose to interact with one more than the other, and it slightly influences a section of the ending. And we played it twice so that we can see both of them. And I can't tell you what's what, but have that in mind as you play through. That if you choose one character more than the other, you will get that ending.
Thanks for listening. This has been Jetpack Magician. Later.
Bye.